This past Sunday, Frank Ocean headlined Coachella in what was his first live performance since 2017, and unfortunately,
this was just a complete disaster.
Frank puts out such little music, he hardly makes any public appearances or any public statements or even posts anything online. Frank is so mysterious that a picture of him out in public is the music industry equivalent of someone snapping a picture of Sasquatch. And all of this over the last 6+ years has made his fans crazy, including myself. The obvious example of his fans being crazy is back in 2019 at Tyler the Creator's Camp Flog Gnaw. There was supposed to be a special surprise guest, and everyone thought it was going to be Frank Ocean. Everyone was excited, and then it turned out to be Drake.
Yeah, Drake? Drake? The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? The nigga that's hiding his kid from the world, but his world wanna hide from the kid? Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair? Drake?
Yes!
Probably the biggest music superstar on earth, and everyone booed him.
Flog Gnaw, make some noise for yourself tonight. You know, I'ma tell you, like I said, I'm here for you tonight. If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up? If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. Well, look, it's been love. I love y'all. I go by the name of Drake. Thank you for having me.
What sends expectations even further through the roof is the fact that because Frank's performing for the first time since 2017, people then assume that this means he has a new album coming for the first time since Blonde in 2016. Which, by the way, during his performance, he did say that there is an album coming, just not right now. So don't you worry, guys. You'll probably get an album from Frank Ocean in like maybe 2030, if you're lucky.
I certainly don't understand kids' music today. Sounds like diarrhea to me.
So let's get into Sunday, where everything was going downhill way before Frank ever stepped on stage. First of all, Frank was nowhere to be found for an hour and a half after his set was supposed to begin.
It's like waiting for Christmas times 1,000.
And we found out later that it was because at the last second, Frank just decided that he no longer wanted to do the original stage design and completely changed everything. The original plan was to have an ice rink on stage and have people skating around him. They apparently recruited college hockey players to be skating around him and had some type of choreography they rehearsed for weeks leading up to his performance. At the 11th hour, Frank decided he no longer wanted the ice rink, and I even saw reports that apparently not only did they have to deconstruct the original stage, but they also had to melt the ice. Which, I don't know, I guess they couldn't just pick up the ice and move it. So part of what made the delay so long is that they had to physically melt the ice before he could even step on stage. Now, all this left fans confused, and they're anxiously waiting for Frank and trying to figure out what was going on. Then, out of nowhere, YouTube comes out and said that they would no longer be live streaming Frank's performance, and this is where everyone lost their minds. Apparently, Frank was the one who pulled the plug on the live stream, and there were reports that he said he would not go on stage to perform if his demands weren't met, i.e., changing the stage design and not live streaming his performance. Then to add another wrinkle to this already crazy story, there are reports then coming out that apparently Frank injured his ankle riding his bike around the Coachella grounds in the days leading up to his performance the week he was rehearsing.
I was reaching for a supply box on the top shelf when one office worker, who shall remain nameless, kicked the ladder out from under me and yelled, "Hey Daryl, how's it hanging?" And I fell and busted my ankle, and I'm legitimately scared for my workers.
So now, with all of that, my personal biggest gripe is the fact that he didn't want to do the live stream on YouTube. I think that is what's the biggest slap in the face to his fans. My suspicion is that his reason for not wanting to do the live stream is probably because he changed the whole choreography and the stage design. Like, apparently those people that are supposed to be ice skating, the people who were there we're saying that those people were just kind of like weirdly, awkwardly walking around the stage. So I guess it screwed up all the choreography. It probably just didn't look the way he envisioned. So he probably was just like, oh, I don't want to put this product out because doesn't match my creative vision. So I'm not doing the live stream, which in a way, from an artist's perspective, I kind of get it. But everyone's expecting you to do the live stream. People on East Coast time are staying up past midnight to watch you perform because no one's seen you perform in years. Everyone is waiting to see you perform, and at the last second, just pull the rug out from everyone and just be like, nope, never mind, you're not going to watch me. I think it's just a disservice to your fans. But at the end of the day, you are who you are because of your fans and how much they love you and their support for you, and they wanted to see you perform. You told them you were going to live stream your performance, and then to take that away just kind of seems like you don't really respect their time or the support they've given you throughout the years.
I just come to let y'all know, stop put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Maybe all these factors were contributing to, you felt like you weren't going to give your best performance, but like I saw people saying online, showing pictures of Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters and how he performed with a cast on his leg and he was still giving it his all. Like, if maybe you can't move the same because of your ankle or you had to change the stage design, whatever the issues are, you can still give fans your best performance. So regardless of what's going wrong, you still just should do the live stream. I just don't understand why he would take the live stream down. It just doesn't make sense to me. So then eventually Frank finally came on stage. Everyone who was at home who wanted to watch a high quality live stream on YouTube were now left watching shitty quality live streams on Instagram that people were doing from the crowd. And somehow Frank's performance ended up being more bizarre than all the stuff that led up to his performance. According to videos people were posting and firsthand accounts of people that were there, they were saying his performance seemed a little lazy and there were a bunch of songs like Nights, Nikes, Chanel I saw that apparently he didn't even really perform them. He just kind of played the song through the speakers and just was like half dancing and vibing. In the middle of his set, he also randomly had this DJ named Crystal Mess, who I guess does a lot of stuff with his Blonded Radio on Apple Music. He apparently did a 6-song set and like, I'm sure that guy's great, but no offense to him, people they don't want to watch you, bro.
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care.
They want to see Frank, and I think he had an explanation of how that type of music and stuff and supporting his radio station and all that. But like, dude, people are there to see you. People don't want to see your DJ, and it just kind of comes off like another excuse for laziness and to not perform the full amount of time you were set to perform. But somehow this portion of the set low-key ended up being the biggest highlight of the night because the security guard was shaking ass on the video screen and everyone was going crazy over that. People in attendance were also complaining about a lot of long pauses of silence between all the songs, and it was a little awkward transitioning from one song to another. And then after all of that, Frank apparently had to cut his set like an hour short because of curfew, which was because he started the set an hour and a half late to begin with. And I think Coachella, every minute they go after curfew, they have to spend a shitload of money. I think they got fined like hundreds of thousands of dollars because Frank went over curfew. And if you're wondering how Coachella feels about all of this, they were tweeting all weekend about all of the performances and all these videos and all of that. Frank was the highlight of the weekend, and they didn't tweet a single thing about his entire performance. Not before, not during, not after. So we can assume they're probably not happy. Again, I'm a huge fan of Frank Ocean, but it's really disappointing that, everyone said he had a lazy performance and people in attendance said it seemed like he didn't want to be there. And, if that's the case, then you just shouldn't perform. He apparently said that, the reason he wanted to perform, that was the point about the album where he's like, I'm not performing because there's an album, not to say there isn't one, just not yet. But his reason, he said, was because his younger brother, who tragically passed away in 2020 in a car accident, that he has a lot of fond memories with his younger brother, Ryan, attending Coachella, and he gave a few anecdotes about what they were doing, seeing Ray Shremmerd and all that, and that was partially what motivated him to want to perform, which is a beautiful story, and that's nice that he wanted to do that. But if you're going to perform, like, you need to give it your all, like, flat out. Like, I get things didn't go according to plan, but you just gotta make do with the way things are and just do your best to give the best performance possible. He just didn't do that. Like, obviously, he got paid a shit ton to be the headliner. Like, I remember last year, I think it was supposed to be Kanye, and then he dropped out, and The Weeknd was a headliner of Coachella, and he got paid over $8 million to perform. Like, that's a lot of money, and obviously, you could just sit there and make the argument, like, you got paid a lot, and you should give your best effort, which is 100% true and valid. But regardless, it's more about the fans that paid to be there. It's as an artist, it's a give and take between the artist and the fans. Like, fans are, for sure, I can assume, super annoying and, bitching about, I want an album, where's this, where's that, and being demanding and not seeming appreciative of the music you put out. But, you don't have the success you have without the fans. You give your best effort in putting out high quality music, doing your best in performances, and, giving the fans your art, and then the fans give you support, financially by streaming your music, paying money to see you live, buying your merch, buying physical copies of your music, whatever it is. There's a give and take, and, if you're not giving your best effort when you're performing, you're not holding up your end of that bargain. Again, if I had to guess, I think he just mailed it in because nothing was going according to plan. He changed everything and he was like, screw this, don't live stream it because it's not going to look the way I wanted to. And then he just, didn't really give it his all. And Frank kind of does have a history of not doing the best live performances. Like I remember back in 2013 during his Grammys performance, he did Forrest Gump during the Grammys, and then everyone kind of shit on that. And even he said that didn't go well. Like visually it was kind of a train wreck. Like he had like a TV monitor of like his lower half in front of him running like he's Forrest Gump, and then did like a different version of the song, and it just did not go well. And apparently his Coachella performance was kind of similar in the fact that he was performing different versions of a lot of the songs, which again, in a way I could see as an artist that, it might make the performance more intimate, where it's like you're seeing him perform the songs like in a way that he never really does them or hasn't ever before and might not ever again. So it's like a special one-time moment. But with the way Frank is, nobody ever sees him live ever. He never really performs at all. So I think with the lack of opportunities to see him perform any of his songs live, you want to see the song. At least I, as a fan, would want to see the songs performed as I've always listened to them and as I've enjoyed them. It's just a big risk that probably won't land. Like, I just think I would be disappointed if I was in attendance and he didn't, like, if he did Thinking About You in a different version than the one I want to sing. I would not be happy about that at all. I love Frank Ocean, so I hate seeing how things went down. But now the big question is how the next weekend of Coachella is going to go, which, side note, it's weird that Coachella has a second weekend. I've never understood that. I think that's dumb. Like, everyone got enough Instagram content the first weekend. We don't need the second weekend. It's the exact same lineup. But as of now, Frank Ocean is supposed to headline again this upcoming weekend. So I just really hope he redeems himself. He gives a high quality performance. He lets them live stream it and things just go better, because as someone that loves Frank Ocean, my concern is that, he kind of hurts his legacy and maybe leaves a bad taste in fans' mouths by, if he either doesn't perform at all or if it ends up being like a total mess again this next time around. The mysterious of Frank Ocean that built him up as a superstar, I think, can easily be turned on him if he doesn't start to deliver and meet fans' expectations, be it through his music or his live performances. Eventually fans will get annoyed where it's like, we'll tolerate the waiting and, maybe teasing things and nothing happens, if when it comes time and we get whatever music or performances we get, that you deliver. If people think you're not delivering, then, it has the possibility to tarnish your legacy. So that is my biggest concern. I just really hope he doesn't do that, because I think, this probably leaves people with a bad impression of Frank Ocean, where it's like, oh, you wait all that time. Like, he thinks he's so cool and everything, and he's so mysterious, and then that's what he does. He doesn't even respect his fans. Like, that's a pretty logical conclusion to make based on how this past weekend went. And to be honest, I didn't stay up to watch the potential live stream that didn't happen this past weekend. But you bet your ass your boy's going to stay up this weekend, because now I am super curious to see how this went. I'm sure everyone's in the same boat. So the live stream would probably be even bigger than it would have been the first weekend. So all eyes will be on Frank Ocean this upcoming weekend, and we'll see if he actually, one, even shows up, and two, actually gives a better performance than this past one. Oh, and last thing before I go, Blonde is a great album. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but Channel Orange is better. Channel Orange is one of the best albums ever. Have you heard Pyramids? If I saw Pyramids live, I would cry. It would be one of the greatest moments of my life. Channel Orange is just better. That's it. I know everyone loves Blonde. Blonde's so great. Oh my God, Blonde. Channel Orange, dude. Thinking About You, Lost, Forrest Gump, Pyramids, Crack Rock, Pink Matter is Andre 3000's one of his best verses ever. Channel Orange is better. Stop it. I get it. Blonde is good. I like Blonde. I have it on vinyl. I can go grab it and show you right now. I like Blonde. It's good. Channel Orange is better. Okay? You agree? Everyone agrees? All right, cool. Now we're on the same page. We all agree Channel Orange is better. Thanks for watching. See you soon.